Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Weapons of H3VR. Today we are back in the regular branch because the beta doesn't have these two guns, or the alpha I mean. This is the M14. So there's two models. We have the good old Woodstock, the M14, and we have this... Did I just accidentally hit something? This modern M14. So the M14, what is the M14? Well, the M14 is basically an M1 Garand with a magazine and full auto capability. That's really it. It was introduced late 50s, early 60s to replace the M1 Garand. Of course, shortly after, it got replaced by the M16 in Vietnam. It did see service in Vietnam, both as an assault rifle or a battle rifle and a designated marksman rifle. I can't remember its designation as one. It's chambered in this 7.62 NATO. This is also the reason why lots of NATO countries were late with intermediate cartridges, so the FAL was popular, and the G3, I believe, was also 7.62 NATO. Meanwhile, the Russians had intermediate cartridges since basically the SKS. So Western countries were late due to USA wanting to stick with 7.62. Those bastards kind of ruined that. But anyways, 7.62 in the game comes with 20 round mag, 30 round mag, 10 round stripper clips. As you can see, it looks familiar, has a wide open action up here, you pull it back. Doesn't have the M block clip, of course. It has iron sides. As you can see, it can fit. This modern one can't, or this old one, can't fit any scopes or anything. It can't fit a silencer though. Not gonna bother unscrewing it. And of course, this modern one has a Picatinny rail up top and can fit a scope. I mean silencer. Can fit anything on the Picatinny rail. So, since we're not in a beta, of course, I have these lovely clay pots. So let's shoot at a couple of those. Turn off the safety. It has a typical M1 Garand safety. And somewhere, this is the fire selector between semi and auto. We're in semi now. Let's do a couple of shots. Full auto. It goes everywhere. Since, well, it's 7.62. One thing to note about this modern version, let's remove the scope. It locks open on empty, of course. But one thing to note about this modern version is the Picatinny blocks the iron sight. So good luck trying to hit anything. So we'll just place that one there. I don't really care for that one. I don't care for the M1 in general. It's just an M1 Garand with a magazine, basically. But here we have the regular one. Let's shoot some targets. Safety off. Sounds meaty. Auto. Yeah. Let's do another one. Bah! Locks open on empty. Takes a stripper clip. Boop. That's one. And that's 2 for 20 rounds. Close the bolt. Let's do some shooting and see how accurate I can be with it. The iron sights, or the aperture sight on this, is very small. Compared to like the M1 Garand. In the game, that is. Might just be specific to the in-game models. Smaller peep sight, of course, makes more accurate shooting easier, but target sight acquisition a lot harder. There we go, empty. We shot high on all of them. Let's take a 30 rounder. Pop it off to full auto. 20 meters, full auto. Here we go. Hey, I did better than I expected. It felt like all of them went into the roof. This full auto is basically uncontrollable. Should probably do that first. Let's do burst. Fuck. fuck burst. Doesn't really work. And that's why, of course, intermediate cartridges are nice, because the idea behind them is make that controllable, which in the M14 and other 7.62 or full powered cartridge automatic weapons, unless you have a bipod, which this one doesn't, as you can see, it's impossible. And even with a bipod, with this thing, it's hard. It's still a light battle rifle, not a machine gun. But of course, a bipod helps a lot. Which, yeah, sadly this thing doesn't have. So, my suggestion for anyone that wants to use this, just do semi-auto. A lot easier to be accurate. So this has been the M14. It's of course still in use by the US military, but not really for battle. I believe it's still in use for DMR services to a certain extent, but it's mostly used as a ceremony rifle for like fancy boots, fancy whoop-de-doo things. So yeah, this has been the video on the M14. Be sure to vote on next week's guns in the description, in the poll in the description below. I hope you all enjoyed this lovely little gun. Well, it's not that lovely. I'm not a fan of it. Prefer the M1 Garand personally, but well, objectively speaking, this is a better gun since it's just a better M1 Garand. So, I hope you all enjoyed watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and all of that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.